Hi, we're starring now.
Don't pick on Doug for that. It was a long extra life.
Oh,
weekend.
Doug. I love you too, Doug.
Love you too,
So,
Ghost Voice.
I have to give Doug.
Hey.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
It's also dollars.
Doug, can they hear you say that we're over $16,000?
We're just reacting to
so
nothing.
we're just being excited.
Yeah, we're being excited for no reason.
So they can hear you, so you can say that.
I gotta make sure I'm pushing on the right buttons. Okay, I think they can hear me. I'm actually gonna turn on my stream right now. Oh yeah, they can hear me.
Yep. They can hear you.
I can hear you 2 times.
Yeah, we got another donation, and so we're now at $16,026
Yeah.
for Extra Life.
It's
And
insane.
hopefully, I think I have the alerts on, so if any other ones trickle in during the stream, hopefully they'll show up and you'll hear it.
Amazing.
Nice.
I'm so proud of all of you guys.
All right, Doug out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. I think everything will probably go up online somewhere to be seen. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna work on putting the ones that were on Known World United up at least, because those are the ones I have access to.
I will bug Zach because
Bazinga.
I want that Fiasco game up on there too. But thank you, anyone who donated, anyone who watched, anyone who boosted the signal, and everyone who played or contributed just ideas or anything like that. All of us appreciate it so much. And the kids that you're helping with those donations will appreciate it as well. So we're not doing a normal D&O tonight because I don't know about you all, but I'm fried.
Yeah. Basically.
My brain feels like a Stretch Armstrong that got pulled apart by 2 angry dogs. So I got very little, but instead, one thing I want to do with our campaign is for those who are just kind of coming on because they saw our Extra Life stuff, everyone is playing kids. And in fact, I'll have everybody go around, introduce yourselves, introduce your normal characters, who you are, what you're doing, where you're at right now in the Omniverse.
I'm supposed to remember all those things?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I didn't bring those notes over because I.
All right, I know at least one thing. I am Nate. I play Twig Spustrek, Otterkin, Rogue, Paladin. Right now, Twig is on a ship in the Astral Sea. Coming up to Lighthouse.
The
Clock
tower.
And he's not supposed to tell Keska because she'll be not very happy.
So mad.
Do you remember why she would be so mad?
There's Gith something there.
There's an illithid there.
Illithid, that's what it is. Yes, that's also creepy, and I'm not supposed to tell myself because it's. Yeah.
And that's why Sarah normally took the notes.
Hey, now, if I had my notes in front of me, it would have had some of that.
Nate,
the Gith is on. Ooh.
I miss you, buddy.
You too.
I was going to say the Gith is on Norhand's ship. It's complicated.
Fair. All right, Charity.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I play Charity Moonlight, who is an 11-year-old artificer. Charity is in the middle of a museum heist. It's kind of not going great because she's attempting to obtain access to a warforged armor that's been sitting around the museum collecting dust. So that she can basically turn it into some kind of mobility device because she's lost use of her legs permanently. And she befriended a very small tabaxi who she wants very badly to adopt and just take with her. Just saying, hint, hint. God, that would just freak out that poor kid's like brother. Just like, nah, you're with me now. Let's go.
Yeah.
I got kitty treats.
I'm going to borrow your sister with my giant robot.
I'm just going to borrow her. It's fine.
I'll be back.
I'll be back at some point. Yeah, it'll be cool. I know the Archmage. It's going to be fine. but yeah, things were starting to get a little bit heated as well. There was some stuff going down. It wasn't real great.
So yes, on Charity's home plane of Storm Song, a enemy from earlier in the campaign has begun infiltrating, and Charity's kind of become a big enemy to the state. So
That's impossible.
biggest dog, King Echo.
Oh, yeah. Echo is big dog Echo, big king, big dog Echo, honestly. Esquire. He is currently in the 80s D&D cartoon world. He is the king of that world since Eric was literally stabbed in the back by his wife and went off to cry about it. I guess. And
Poisoned, basically.
he had a really bad day and
He had a
disappeared.
real bad day.
And he disappeared, understandably. As a result, a 12-year-old Noel was left in charge of the kingdom, which is a thing you do. Also, it's the end of the world as we know it, and Echo feels fine. In his efforts to solve this problem in his own way, he has let a few of the assembled council leaders know about it. They've reacted differently. I guess Sheila put herself in jail. He lost some arm hair, and most recently he freed Kellic, the evil wizard, in hopes of getting Kellic to remove the curse on Presto, so that Presto can do the next step of Echo's plan, which is still secret. And it's going to totally work.
Easy.
Easy. Amulet.
I'm Cassandra. I play Amulet Sticky Fingers, everyone's favorite Kender barbarian. I am also on the ship with Twig. I've spent my days finding snacks, getting pants for people. Also on my way to the clock tower, gifting maracas, just the things Kenders do.
Yeah. So these are our normal SLKs, which stands for you know what, little kids. But one thing that I was running the game, I kind of wanted to do was slow things down for those characters as soon as we kind of wrap up where we're currently at, because it's literally been like they've been orphans for maybe 4 months, and it's been one thing after another. So I'd like to be able to also like have them have some actual time in between. So I was thinking, what better way to do that, since you guys started off low level, than to give you fast cars to drive like you stole. So tonight, I sent out a document to everybody. It was someone's it's true. I can't remember where we kept saying that in what game, but the Olive Garden kept coming up. It was all about when you're here, your family.
That was in the Heroes game.
Yeah,
sure.
Your family. You mean like the Olive Garden?
Like Tracy Chapman.
Fast car.
I've got a faster car.
Faster car.
Actually, a little surprised it's here. It's been a couple of months. I assumed it would have been like 2 weeks since we started, but
there was a couple things that were spaced between.
Okay.
So I found a homebrew for one of my favorite second edition box sets, which was the Council of Worms, where you played dragons or dragon retainers. But I'm like, why are we playing retainers? We're playing dragons. So
I don't want to be stuck in a dragon mouth.
With all of
This band needs braces. Dental plan.
I want to give you guys the opportunity to play high level stuff at the same time. It's all taking place simultaneously. So this stuff is still going on within the larger expanse. You're going to be playing 11, starting out as adult 11th level dragons.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
So you can have up to 11 levels of class. I don't care what your classes are. You can mix and match all you want. I asked you guys a couple weeks ago what your favorite colors.
It's just dragon. There's no dungeon ad. It's just dragon.
Just dragons.
Just dragon.
I asked you a couple weeks
all
ago
dragon.
what.
Best cereal ever. You just open a box and dragons fly out.
I think I'll put that over the episode, like placards for the episodes where we're not the kids.
Yes.
I figured we could, when we have episodes with the dragons, we'll call it Dragons and Outlands.
Dragons and Outlands or down and dragons.
I actually like Oops All Dragons better.
Oops, all dragons.
I like it. Yeah.
Oops All Dragons. All right, so I asked you guys a few weeks ago to give me your favorite type of dragon out of each category. So I have taken your answers and I have mixed them up into a D4 table for each of you. So who wants to roll for their dragon type first?
I will go first.
All right, Nate.
Hope your favorite's number 1, Nate.
Nice. Do you want to build a dragon? I got a 2.
2, Nate. You are a green dragon.
All right.
We should just go in the same order, right?
Sure, yeah, that would
Probably.
work. Charity.
God.
Don't worry, it's just your future on the line.
That's a 4?
You are an amethyst dragon.
Yes!
Nice.
Big dog Echo. Echo
3.
doggy dog. 3, you are also, or no, not also, but you are a blue dragon.
Okay.
Oh. And last but not least, the lovely Cassandra. I can call her that because we're actually in a relationship.
Gross.
I clarified that we had during the Extra Life game I ran, we had someone that I've never played it before, and I was like, if I say anything inappropriate to him or I hit on him, it's because I got a license to. It's okay.
We put those years in.
Yeah, got the mileage going, so we're good. Got 2.
You are a bronze dragon.
Ooh.
All right. So, one thing that was listed in the document was rather than having backgrounds, you will have, I can't remember exactly what it was worded as. I'm on now. Hold on. Hang on. So there were natures. I'll let you choose your nature. There's ambitious, where you're constantly looking to ascend within some hierarchy of either dragon kind or maybe in the eyes of if you worship one of the draconic deities, which primarily you're looking at Tiamat and Bahamut. Also, I'd recommend in the Fizban Treasury of Dragons, there's new creation lore of the multiverse. It's written in the form of a poem, but it kind of talks about how Io created the multiverse for dragons. So, everything else came after. There's being avaricious, which is, smog got a smog. There is competitive, inquisitive, guardian, mediator, predator, and sulfant. I think all of them are pretty self-explanatory. Maybe sulfant's not. You are someone who is extremely intelligent and driven by accumulation of knowledge, especially usually in the realm of magic. So like pushing forward vassals and humans to build libraries and acquire, magic so you have access to it.
Question.
Ask away, sir.
Are these characters sticking to the sort of traditional alignments of
No.
the types of dragons? Okay.
No. You
Okay.
can be what I kind of am looking at it as your dragons
Hmm.
alignment is for lesser beings.
Okay. Question number 2.
Mm.
Can I donate to you to reroll? I got the one I wanted the least.
You can
Oh.
donate to me to reroll. Anybody
right.
can donate to me to reroll.
Gotta set
Great.
up a price bin.
$5 sound reasonable?
Sure. Sounds good. All right. 4.
Ooh, you are a copper dragon.
All right. I'll come take it.
Blue is really your least favorite, huh?
Blue is I'm not a big chromatic dragon. My ranking was like, I wanted to be crystal, then moonstone, then copper, then blue.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. No, it's cool. Like, I don't know. Just an arbitrary liking of dragon types, I thought it was cool when I was reading through. I thought it was cool that the crystal dragons are small.
Yeah, they're nimble and far. They are constantly kind of. They're not flashy. I really do enjoy that as well about them. That's kind of
Yeah. It was a really cool. Like, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Although the moonstone dragons are dope AF.
So in the document, I don't know. I can't recall if there's item or if there's kind of builds for the gem dragons or not.
In Fizbin.
In the document I sent you earlier.
Oh, there's gem dragons in here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the
Um,
only ones that aren't there are the ones from the other category.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
special dragons.
Which nobody rolled, so I'm kind of going, ooh.
Mhm.
Now I don't have to figure
What?
that out.
You didn't want me to play a dragon turtle?
It's not that I didn't want you to play a dragon turtle. It looks like fate didn't want you to play a dragon turtle.
There you go.
Aw.
If I
That's how
paid
you
for enough
phrase it.
rerolls, I can make
They-
that happen.
They are pretty neat, though, I will say.
Yeah.
I love dragon turtles, but also the more I thought about it, I was like, man, that's going to be hard to travel around when you don't fly.
Yeah.
No,
You're
I'm
like,
cool with bronze.
hey, buddy, is there a body of water anywhere I can
Jesus.
I have a
So which one
floating
do you-
pool.
Yeah.
Which one of you knows create or destroy water?
create?
Can
who
do
knows-
it like a lot.
Yeah, who knows? Create all water.
Create body of water.
I mean, just learn spells and fly. There you go.
So, another thing that I kind of put together because I was interested is I want you all to roll me a d6. What's it? It's a drawbacks, right? It's like the negative thing you guys get when you do backgrounds. I couldn't remember the term.
They call it flaws, but
Flaws.
sure.
So we're gonna call it issues.
Oh, we got issues.
I got issues. I got subscriptions.
All right.
Should we go same order then?
Yeah, let's go in the same order. Nate, roll me a d6.
I got a 2. Apparently that's what I'm rolling today.
You are hunted. You get to decide
Oh.
what that means. But something or someone or a group, organization, whatever it may be, they are after you.
I didn't do that thing.
That is cocked. How did I even do that? 1.
You have a wormling. So at
Oh,
some point, you had an offspring.
you have an SLK of your own. Look at you.
Oh, God. Damn kids.
That could be the tagline for this entire show.
Mhm.
Damn kids. Yeah. True.
Get off my omniversal lawn.
F those kids. I rolled a 3.
You have a rival.
Yeah, I do.
So you get to think about who this is. I mean, again, don't limit it to dragons. It could be a demigod. It could be anything. Someone who has a relatively equivalent amount of power or resources and you could be frenemies for all I care. Which was a card in Fiasco that Zach drew with Cassie was frenemies, which
Yes.
was delightful. Amulet Sticky Fingers!
Can I preface this by if I roll the other number, can we roll again? Because I think it'd be fun if we all had something different.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Oh,
Here,
that
let me
was-
just so you roll me a D2.
I can't roll a D2. They flip, and I'm not good at flipping. And I just threw it on the ground. So no, not rolling a D2.
Well, you did.
I
You just
did.
can't find it.
Can you see it?
Somewhere under. Oh, there it is. It's a 1.
You're somewhere, you are a monarch.
Oh,
Ooh,
So you rule over something somewhere.
that makes 2 of us.
So I want to also figure out, and I'll let you kind of figure out the overall makeup, but you're adult dragons. You have, whether you have a cult or followers or whatever it may be, you have some type of group of people that are highly invested in you. So I want to find out the primary makeup racially of that group. So I would like each of you to roll me a d20 starting with Twig Swift Strike.
that's an 11.
You are worshipped or followed by a group of dwarves.
All right.
Charity, what do you got?
That would be a 9.
How do you feel about halflings?
I like them.
That's good because you got a bunch of them that really like you.
Hey.
Big doggy dog Echo.
16. Come on, Knowles.
No, but you got Dragonborn,
Hell yeah.
which leaves
Bunch
us
of aspirational chromatic dragon.
yeah,
Got an 8.
Draconians.
No.
They're draconians.
Draconians are primarily from Kryn.
Oh, okay.
They were kind of the original Dragonborn before Dragonborn. Most
They're
of them-
Dragonborn hipsters.
they can fly, most of them can, but the big
Okay.
thing is they have bad effects when they die. Some of them turn, so like you stab one and he turns to stone, your sword's stuck. Some of them
Oh,
explode. They each cast of them do different things.
hmm.
So that's an interesting one. And they're primarily evil. So that's interesting. All right. We're going to do the same thing with a D4 for each of you for the number and level of retainers you have. These aren't followers so much. This is like your inner circle, but not the inner circle because they're far less pieces of crap. Twig,
Alright.
make me that sweet, sweet roll.
So I have skills enough to roll. The first roll is cocked. The second roll is a 4, though.
So you have 7 level 4, 1 level 5, and 1 level 8. My recommendation would be just to pick one of those NPC stat blocks and then just give them a name.
Okay.
Just find an equivalent level or a level of 1 up into the levels you want. But these would be more of your close, like if you're King Dragon, Arthur, they're your lowly Knights of the Round Table.
Sure.
I don't care the classes. It's up to you who they are. Charity.
That's a 2.
You have 3 level 3, 4 level 5, and 3 level 7.
Okay, sorry. 3 level 3.
4 level 5,
Uh-huh.
and 3 level 7.
Okay.
One.
You have 5 level 3, 2 level 4, 1 level 6, and 2 level 7.
Okay.
Amulet, do you just want the one that nobody got?
Yeah.
Okay. Which Twig, you got a 4. Charity got a
Yes.
2. Big Dog got 1. Okay. So Amulet, you have 6 level 3, 2 level 4, 1 level 6, and 1 level 7. My caveat to all this is at least 4 of your 8 retainers need to be of the race that you rolled. I don't care, you mix and match them in level, but that way it's a little bit of a better correspondence, or not correspondence, correlation between the primary race that kind of looks up to you, follows you, supports you, worships you, whatever it may be.
Can you go over my breakdown again?
You had the 4, correct?
Yes.
7 level 4, 1 level 5,
Mhm.
and 1 level 8.
Okay.
Actually,
that's
you should have 6 level 4. I'm sorry.
okay. That makes more sense because I'm like, I've got 9.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. What are we thinking then when you're thinking about backgrounds? Do you want some more time to think about that, or did anything jump out at any of you?
Ambitious.
Ambitious?
Mhm. Giving me the rival made me like, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. And like I said, your rival could be an organization if
Mhm.
you want to.
I like the idea of mediator.
Very, very cool. You could definitely possibly have a little bit of some lemon bar tints of the matron. No honeys, don't fight, or mama's gonna have to hit the breath weapon.
I'm getting like McGonagall vibes, honestly.
Mm.
You
That's
could
kind of where I'm going, very scholarly.
that was another thing I want to ask you guys. We'll get to that in a moment.
Cool.
Twig, amulet.
I'm not sure.
You want me to decide today because I'm not good at quick decisions when it comes to a build.
I'm in the
Yeah, I
same.
do, because I want you to at least have
Oh.
you can change it, but I want you to at least kind of have a direction you're going in.
I was thinking ambitious.
Could you and Ryan be rivals?
We certainly could.
Could be frenemies.
Yes. That sounds good.
I'll let you guys decide that.
Sure.
In case you both have, because you also could be rivals with, you could be in a 3-way dance with some organization or a third rival. Emil, what's your initial thought?
I think I was leaning towards inquisitive or Sulfent.
Ooh. Those are both super cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that. Everyone, when you roll your stats, normally when I do stats, I tell you to roll 4d6, re-roll ones,
Throw out the low one.
Okay, so what I want you to do this time is you're going to roll 4d6 for each stat.
Oh snap!
Oh, do we want to use
Your
the same?
dragons.
Do we want to use the same stat set basically for everybody?
What do you mean?
like you roll like
We all
I don't know
use
if
the
we
same
wanna do a-
numbers, but it depends on who puts it where.
yeah, you can put it wherever. I don't know. We want to
So-
do
Oh,
a
you mean
group
like
roll
point,
or what?
like a point buy?
No, I
let's-
mean we roll, and then like 4 of us roll, and then 2 of us roll again, and we all use the same set.
Yeah, and then you can put them anywhere. That
Yeah,
sounds really cool. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
So you guys want to jot down the numbers. Twig, you can start.
All right. Are we re-rolling ones as well, or no?
Not this time because you're
Okay.
4 dice.
That's fine. Not bad. So it's 11, 12, 15.
Charity.
Okay, so we're doing
I
4.
will let you guys buy re-rolls though.
Oh.
$5.
$5. Okay, you said 4d6.
46.
That's 6, 2, 2, and 3. So 13.
Big
Right.
dog Echo.
That's pretty good. 18.
Oh,
Nice.
Aw. Okay. Okay. Also 13.
Who is gonna roll the last 3? Someone's not gonna get to roll.
I'll roll one of them.
Okay. Who's gonna give up their right to roll?
Oh,
one
oh,
more
I will.
time? Probably safest bet. Sorry, but you all know it's true.
Yeah, I'm not denying it.
Rolling in the same order.
No, you can roll first this time.
Sure. Right. Not bad. 16.
Amulet, you go next.
I also rolled a 16.
Oh, Anna,
Here.
Anna, Anna. Charity.
That's gonna be 17.
Nice.
Nice.
So you
Good
can
numbers.
throw out the lowest of those 7 scores.
Yep,
So
that's
a
one of
13.
those 13.
One of the 13.
Yeah, one of the 13s.
Okay. Those are good numbers to start with.
That's a good start.
Solid.
Yeah.
So
Do
you'll
we-
notice, based upon your chromatic gem or metallic type, you will have like different bonuses.
Mm-hmm. So when I was looking through, so when in this system, when you progress from like wormling to young to adult, you get like I think it's an across the board stat jump. Do we
You
get
do.
those? So we get, so that, let me go back.
You'd get +2 across the board on all your stats right now, I believe.
I think
Because it'd be wormling.
wormling to young is
Young.
a jump, and then young to adult is another jump.
I think it's 1 across the board for each stat, right?
I'm trying to find it.
It's on page 15, 16.
It's so young, you get all ability scores go up by +2 to a max of 22. And then at adult, they go up +2 again to a maximum of 25.
Okay, so you can go up 4
Okay.
across the board.
Okay.
And then you also get a +2 to your AC total between those two.
And I think it's like there's a huge hit point like bonus as well.
Yeah, it's it's
Like +30.
+30 and then +30 again, so +60 hit points.
Yeah. On top of what you're rolling for your class, as well as your con
Your con bonus.
So you guys are going to be beasts. And we will use I can't remember the name of that rule that we used during the weekend, where it's like every round the crit goes down one.
Oh yeah, we did that as a flush golem.
Yeah, we'll do that for this game because I want to, even though we've got massive numbers, that should make things extremely dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Especially when it's like the crit is 12 to 20.
It's like
Yeah.
I got a crit there eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Mhm.
Somebody's going to smash someone at that point.
Okay, so we got rid of one of the 13s, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
So it's, what was there? 13, 17, 2 16s,
And an 18.
and an
15.
18.
the 15,
15.
13, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18.
Also, you'll notice with your natures, you get features and bonus proficiencies.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
since then it comes down to your classes. There's little blurbs in your classes as well, giving you an idea of some additional things if there's any limitations. I will say fighter is kind of the most interesting class now because you can't carry a weapon. Instead, you get a bunch of dragon fighting abilities. And if you ever have something, I believe it's something that gives you an extra attack, you get to choose one of the extra attack styles. There's things like battering wing, frightful presence, fang and claw. Basically, they're draconic fighting styles. So again, you can mix and match classes any way you want. You just have to get to 11. And you can't go above them, but it needs to be 11. So all that sound good?
Yes.
There's also a dragon pantheon list if you want to use anything on that. Blah 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 blah.
Although you said stick to Tiamat and Bahamut,
You can go.
right?
You can go out of that if you want, but those are just the primary two.
Gotcha.
All you need is Tiamat. Come on now.
Well, I will say, if you get into fizz bands, they basically say that, Takesis is Tiamat.
Right.
Mhm.
That dragons, very, very, very powerful dragons, have echoes across the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
So you can call them something different, but that's who they are.
Yep.
And that's why, they've turned a Chardalon into, what was that movie? Who's the star of that movie? Who went around the multiverse killing other versions of himself to make himself more powerful? I can't think of the Asian actor's name. He was really good in that movie. The movie was called The One. Jet Li.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That a Chardalon is a combination of Jet Li in that movie and Kang from the comic books, because there's probably a cross-dimensional council of Chardalons doing bad shit, which is kind of awesome. So there's also something you'll want to keep in mind is horde loss. When you have things lost from your horde or stolen, you get levels of exhaustion for that.
Oh.
So you can't just go, I'll leave it wherever. Because, if people come and take from you, you actually get, your life force is directly attached to how much stuff you have.
Oh my God.
Just like real life.
Yeah. How many treasures you possess.
It's a copper dragonborn. All of my horde is in copper pieces. So people get there and they're like, I can't carry all this. I'm not going to do this.
It's too much work.
I thought you were going to say you have a large security force.
Oh yeah, and that's one reason to have like followers and retainers / vassals.
Dude, this is coming in, like it's all coming together in my head, and like now I'm dorked. This is great.
There's also feats in that document, and they're pretty awesome. I'm not as worried about the mortality portion or the aerial combat portion, but I would definitely take a look at that because it will come into play. Or the designing encounters, that's on me. I thought there was is there not a, I may have imagined that whole thing.
Oh, we have to have a specific amount of treasure in our horde per level.
Yep.
Interesting.
And what I want you guys to do with that is I just want you to find what treasure you want in your horde. Don't go crazy.
Done.
Like, I have like 5 versions of Black Razor from different planes in my horde. But if you're like, hey, I have a Well of Worlds, or I have this, or I have that, that's super cool.
What if my horde is all Electrum, so no one wants it?
It's not a terrible idea.
People will want that. It just spins like Canadian money. It spins like a briefcase full of fine Canadian money.
We know how well that goes.
Yeah, we do know how that goes. Also,
Especially when it's not really money and it's just piles of paper.
hey, Mr. Suit and Mr. Tie were doing the best they could with what they had.
They sure were. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Well, they were robots. Do we really feel that bad about it?
They can come back yet.
I don't know if they can come back. They got smashed real bad. I think they got smashed by Mace.
No.
I'm so excited that no one made me rap.
We tried. You wouldn't.
Nobody paid me money. Otherwise, I would have had to.
It was a lot of money.
I should have paid you money.
You should have done it.
Pay him with his own money, yeah.
No, we have separate bank accounts. That's my money.
Oh no, it's gonna make him pay his own money.
Oh, sure.
How dare you?
Dare you?
Come on now, it's for the smaller than adult units.
Hey, Nate, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I too was a children once. Has anyone ever watched the Adult Swim Black Dynamite cartoon? Because that's what that's from.
Yes.
Mhm.
He looks and he
Don't
goes,
know.
I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
I once too was a children's. All right. I want you all to roll me a d6.
Oh no.
1.
I got a 3.
3,
Got a 4.
4,
3. Let's want me to reroll that.
1. Akko, your favored giant enemy are hill giants. You love to kill them hill giants, baby.
Okay.
2 of you got 3s.
I'm willing to reroll though if you want something interesting.
That's up to you.
I mean, I feel like let's go crazy and let's all have something different.
Okay.
What was rolled so far?
3, and didn't you get a 4?
I got a 4.
That's frost giant, and 3 was fire giants.
Okay.
What did Echo did
1,
you roll?
3, 4. Yeah,
hill
1,
giants.
1, 3, 4.
Okay, and then we're going with 5.
Storm giants.
Ooh.
These are enemies, you said?
This is your so as I think probably you guys all are somewhat aware of, dragons and giants waged war in the primordial time, and they're like born enemies. So what I'm saying is each of you have a favored enemy. So if you come up against that class of giant, you'll get advantage against them.
Maybe that's what we could be rivals about, Nate, is we could just be elbowing each other at the hill giant buffet. Just dude, get out. It's your mind.
Maybe they're our flavored enemy.
Mhm.
Yum, yum. All right. So the next thing I want to kind of brainstorm about
Mhm.
are layers. Do any of
alright.
you have ideas for what your layers would look like? Oh, Charity is so excited.
I
Also,
do.
what plane you're originally from or where you dwell now. You can dwell because you're an adult dragon. You can dwell wherever you want. You're out of mom and dad's house now. Their rules do not apply to you.
Like anywhere.
You can't dwell as a dragon in like Sigil, but yeah.
You
Nice.
could.
Why not? Who's gonna stop? Oh, Lady of Pain.
Oh,
she's gonna stop me.
there's someone.
Oh,
who's
Lady of
going to
Pain is
stop
like
you.
Lady Vane's like, no.
Why you gotta go talking about that bitch again?
She'd be like, oh yeah, you live here. You live in a maze. Enjoy. Rarely anybody gets out of
Have
them.
fun.
So I also sent a video today about Centennial. I think it's the name of the town. Did anyone else watch that?
I did not have
Yeah,
time.
the never-ending fire.
Oh, Centralia.
Centralia, yeah, which is I guess what they loosely based Silent Hill on. Like that would be something cool to think about as a play. I would like in my head, Centralia and D&D would be where the plane of fire and the plane of earth meet.
Oh, is that the town in Pennsylvania that's been on fire forever because of the
Yeah.
coal mine? Yeah, that's some creepy stuff.
But like thinking about that's a really tight layer because who's going to go into what is literally an underground raging fire full of poison gas? So like what I kind of want to be very inventive. Think about it like think about what your super villain layer would be like.
I played too much Fallout 76. I was like, the Brotherhood. Like that town exists in Fallout. It's kind of great.
It's one of my favorite, like not haunted, but strange places.
Uh-huh.
Because it's just interesting.
Wild.
So Charity, you had an idea what you were doing. What is your idea?
I do have an idea. So the way this character is kind of like playing out in my mind, I want her horde to kind of like feed into the layer. She's going to hoard over knowledge. So books.
Okay.
That's her whole hoard is just books from everywhere she can get a hold of them. So to keep them out of reach, she's going to exist. Her lair is going to be in the realm of dream, where physical beings cannot actually get to it.
Now, question. Well, there's a couple ways they can.
Yeah.
There's with the 166 steps.
Yeah.
And this, I think this silver spiral gets them there too. But you'll have to see like how magic books fiscally equate to make sure your hoard is meeting that. And then just think about like what is that place inside the realm of dream look like? Is it ever changing based upon who looks at it? Is it a palace? Is it an infinite library?
It's kind of based on think if Candlekeep went down underground instead of up.
Is it just free floating in the dreamscape?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be.
Okay. That's
and
awesome.
hard to get to.
Which, that makes it places where like people like Mordenkainen are way more apt to want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I know a guy that wants to get there.
Yeah.
But I like that idea because like she's just constantly irritated that she chose a terrible space for her stuff. She just gets irritated about it. They're back again. Like
how did you get your populace of halflings? And where do they live?
I think she gets most of her halflings from Kryn.
Okay.
So like a ton of them are like Kender.
Okay.
Mostly because when I talk about this with my husband, it's gonna piss him off because he hates Kender. Which is why I love amulets so much. Because like
and that's something
is great.
That's something I would like you guys to discuss. Is this a dragon that Amulet would be aware of? Is this a dragon that Amulet might have even come across?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Or at least she's like heard of this dragon.
I think it's really funny too that like the Draconians are like part of my whole like set of followers, and they're from Kryn. I was like, of course, it all comes back to Kryn.
That's why I love the random part of rolling dice on charts.
Ramden thought it was really great to make a connection between my characters.
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm saying random. No, I'm just saying random did it because like that's where Amulet's from. So
yeah, praise to RN Jesus.
Who damn it. Twig, Echo, Amulet, ideas for your lair.
I still have to ponder that. Green is
The only thing I'll say is your lair cannot be in Pasadena.
What? Well, shit. I'll go last.
I don't have it completely worked out yet, but I was toying with the idea of some
Dragon
like
lives at Harry Potter World. He just pops out of a clock every.
Like actually the dragon on top of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plants.
yeah.
Just
No
like
one knows I'm here.
Once an hour just goes blah.
Every
They'll
once in a
never
while,
figure
I
it out.
just wipe out a whole family with acid. It's cool. It's fine.
yeah, ironically
Florida,
was
it's
gonna say
fine.
a clock tower actually.
That's fine. That's
Some
cool.
like run downtown probably where there's no one there. But
Oh, like an abandoned town.
Yeah.
Okay, then you and
That's
I
where
can
I'm-
work on that.
that's where I'm leaning towards.
Are you leaning towards a particular plane or world?
That I don't see. That's the question I don't know that I'll need your help with. So
Okay. No, we can talk about that. That's a cool idea. Twig, Echo, initial thoughts, plans, desires.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like a swampy jungle area, but I gotta figure that out.
I was thinking very much like if not Pasadena, then another. I was thinking like city.
Were you really
I was
thinking of Pasadena?
no, I wasn't thinking of
I
Pasadena.
was thinking like, oh man, for
it's
real?
like, oh shit. So no, I was thinking like big city like Ravnica or maybe like somewhere in Eberron, because those
Sharn.
seems to have the sort of like, you know, the like a lot about the city, a lot of like the intrigue and the political, and I feel like my dragon would kind of, that's sort of not only how he would sort of sate the ambition he has to climb in various different ways. He'd certainly have access to a lot of different people and resources, but also as a way to cleverly hide his hoard in, you know, I was thinking he like owns like a network of banks, and his hoard is distributed throughout that network. So both is sort of like a legitimate front as a way to influence, but also as a way that you can't hit it all at once kind of vibe. And then like his actual lair would be just in, you know, like some sort of like ridiculous, huge, well-known building, like I'm trying to think of like an analog for just the scale of it. You know, it's not a religious building, but something like the Blue Mosque or the Taj Mahal. You know, there's some very central piece of architecture that is known, and however much, probably on a hilltop somewhere. I know copper dragons are into like the hilltops, and they're sort of into drier areas. And I feel like although it's not dry in a technical sense, I feel like there's a certain dryness to city living. There's an absence of nature. Water is used in different ways, that kind of thing. So I think, how much of some portion of that, I think the entire building would probably be the layer, but then there would be, different sections that the public has access to certain parts. The, inner circle has access to certain parts. Only the dragon has access to certain parts, that kind of vibe. So
I think Eberron is perfect for that. I want to kind of stay away from those magic planes right now, because I don't consider them in the great, kind of, they're outside the great wheel a little bit. I consider them there though.
Eberron works.
I think Sharn is perfect for something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot there. I sent you a link with the dragons of Eberron, because their history is slightly different. But no.
Yeah, I haven't read a ton, but I noticed that there's a lot of dragon stuff and with Eberron like that in that book. So I figured that would be a fun thing to pour through.
One thing I would say too is, if you are from Sharn, I would let you change your enemy from giant to devil, in a particular type of devil, because that was there was like an age of dragons, and then there was a war
Okay.
between
I'm-
the dragons and devils.
Okay. Orcus is a demon, right?
He is a demon.
I was like, what kind is Orcus? Oh yeah, I'll take a devil type. Sure.
Yeah, so I'll just have you look and just kind of figure
Mhm.
out if you choose a Baylor, like choose like just like let's give that Baylor a name so it's an actual like.
So
because
pick
there's
like
only so many
a
of them.
pick like a specific
A type,
fiend, a
yeah,
type,
fiend.
like a fiend type, like okay, like
Yeah.
a Baylor or a okay,
Yeah,
sure.
there's so few Baylors that I would say then you'd have to like flesh it out as one.
Sure.
But like let's say you choose like War Devils, or I'm trying to think. Gosh, now all of a sudden I can't. I'm having problems thinking.
I can look around. Yeah.
Because I think like making those types of changes really adds. Oh, I guess it's not Baylor. Is it Pit Fiends? I thought Pit Fiends were Abyssal. Ice Devils. Or nah, because you'd still be young. Arenes. Arenes? I can't say that name correct.
Rennie's, yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
yeah.
I'm gonna take I'll take a quick look around. But
Bone
yeah.
Devils and the like. Twig, what was your idea for a lair?
Well, I was kind of thinking some sort of swampy jungle, but if my followers are dwarves, I don't know if I want kind of like a forested mountainy area.
What if you did a hollow world?
Okay.
I believe Mystara is a hollow world as well. Just throwing that out there.
Sure.
But it doesn't have to be Mystara. It could be a made up, a different made up place.
Sure.
Where there's basically a secondary light source underground, and you have control over a massive swamp jungle area directly underground, heat source and everything.
Sounds good.
I would also think if you're going to do that, think about like how you got those dwarves. And if you can find I guess a real world cultural analogy for that, and then kind of keep turning that until it's something new and different. Like the first thing that popped in my head was like a Mesoamerican. I was like, oh, Mesoamerican dwarves, except for, it's their temples, instead of being above ground, are all ziggurats underground.
Sure.
And their armor is crafted out of like treated wood. Like they take these wood, the wood they find, and they treat it till it's like I can't think, it's almost like fossilized wood.
Petrified wood.
Petrified, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it.
I remember it because Akko got petrified for a while.
It's true, you did.
So it's that itchy, scaly spot on his calf. I'm choosing Pit Fiend, by the way.
Nice.
I like that they're kind of like upper middle management, and so like picking one off would throw things out of whack. I enjoy that.
Cassandra, or Amulet, do you have anything?
I'm sorry, I was reading. What were you saying?
We're talking about lairs.
We talked about mine a little bit. The Setly abandoned clock tower.
So
I'm thinking maybe something that's in like I was kind of thinking like a maybe a town that had been flooded, so the occupants have left. So there's going to be some like different terrain options, and the dragons maybe sleeps in the tower, but it doesn't necessarily keep everything up there. I don't know. Did you want more than that right now?
No. So I also want you guys to come up with secrets, like have one primary secret about your particular dragon. So maybe that there's a pool of your blood in your lair that if a mortal bathes in, they can become immortal. So you kind of have to hide that and never let that get out. That you have one particular vulnerable spot on your body. Every year you must sleep undisturbed for a week. Just find some kind of cool thing that almost feels, because you are an adult dragon, you've been alive for quite some time, a thing about you that separates you from other dragon kind. I kind of always think about this as like vampires have different myths about them, and some of them may not apply to every vampire. Like one vampire you may not have to invite in, but another can't go inside unless you say, "Hey, Billy Vampire, come on in." But Billy Vampire may also not be able to cross running water. So apparently Billy Vampire is going to become a thing. His name is Billy Vampire, but he is not a vampire.
I don't know why people gave me that name. It's just stuck.
No, he's actually a werewolf. It's real weird.
Yeah, it is really
It's
weird.
so weird.
His werewolf friends gave him that name just to fuck with him. So what are some ideas you'd have for something like this secret?
Do you want it to have an Achilles heel vibe, or was that just sort of some
Yeah, I think
suggestion?
it should be it should be like a weakness,
Okay.
because you're adult dragons, you are potentially scourges. You are equivalent of natural disasters. You can wipe out a village just by being like, I'm tired. I'm having a bad day. Guess what? Fuck you guys. And a group of you are very dangerous. So yeah, I kind of want you to think about that. Like and that way, like that can be out there, and it doesn't necessarily, the version of it because of telephone out there may not necessarily be true. Also, if you're like a master of intrigue, maybe you spread a bunch of false rumors about what hurts you. You're also, that's the thing, is you're dragons, you're not dumb. You've been doing this a while, so you can be, I want you guys to keep in mind, and that's why you have followers and retainers and such, is because there's things that are just, they're beneath you. So that's what y'all do. I got real business to take care of, and your schemes may be playing out for long periods of time. They may not come to fruition. But to give you a better idea why you kind of are thinking about that, of why you're brought together, is because the actual Council of Worms is concerned because one of the council has disappeared, as they were searching kind of the far unexplored reaches of some of these travel lanes in the multiverse, and their voice just went silent. So you're being tasked with finding this out, and this is a chance for you to be proven and gain more political clout within the council.
Okay.
It's kind of that idea, if you don't answer to much, this is one of those things you have to answer to.
Sure.
Any other ideas, questions, concerns, death threats on why I made you do this?
Death threats.
Save
trying
the
to-
death threats for off camera when there's no witnesses.
Smart.
Look, who's a dragon already. I don't know. I'm just pondering the primary secrets.
I honestly, I would, like, I just came up with those three, but I would look at folklore and mythology, and if you see something interesting, I would be like, there it is. Like the pool is like I think it's from Beowulf.
Sure.
Achilles' heel is a vulnerable part in one spot in your body. I think the sleep thing maybe from the myth of Fafnir, or just things that popped in my head because I have an entirely useless base of knowledge. Or think about it like a lich's phylactery as well.
Mm.
Maybe your heart isn't in your body.
Mhm.
Maybe you're hiding it somewhere else.
I think I'm gonna go like old school with mine. Because if I remember correctly, I remember like way back in the day reading that like some dragons could not resist milk. And it
Yeah,
made them very sleepy.
Or like hopping vampires. If you throw rice down, they have to pick all the rice up and count it. That's like a thing, which is awesome. So like little things like that are amazing. Yeah, that milk, or that like I can't remember what can't stand cats. That's like is terrified of cats. So there's like little cool folklore things out there like that. That's like find something very cool and very like weird, because then it's also harder for someone to figure out.
Nate, are you watching the chat, by the way?
I'm not.
So James chimed in for you and says that you should just tell everyone that you have a weak spot on your dragon tummy, but that's really just where your dragon wants scritches and can't reach.
I'm into it.
Nice.
That was specifically a suggestion for you from James.
Perfect.
Fair. If anybody else is in the chat and you have ideas, I mean, I'm sure everyone would appreciate just some different perspectives as well.
Totally. That would be super helpful.
I'm not looking at a chat, so I have no idea if there's even anybody in there besides.
James says you throw a dead body off the side of a castle wall and a white dragon will jump off of it like a doggo. Works every time.
I also like, no, I'm Billy. William Vampire is my dad.
I missed that one.
Whose was that?
This is all James.
This is all
That's all James.
James is the only one in our chat right now that's saying anything, and he's just got things to say. It's great.
Oh,
If
missing
anybody
out.
watching, like throw in the chat because I'm looking at it. If you have thoughts on like good weaknesses for the characters.
I kind of dig that tummy scratching thing, actually.
It
You
is
can
well
do
played.
it, yeah.
That's funny. No, I'll find something, but that's real good. I really enjoyed that one a
If
lot.
someone scratched you in a specific spot under your chin, you have to show them your belly.
It's like you have to stop and your back leg just starts like going at your head. Like
Can't do anything while someone's scratching it.
oh,
Like it's just
damn it,
it.
no.
Dig it.
It could be a specific like gem, or even like a specifically minted coin. If you see it, you have to get it. Like you're collecting that type of coin from like 4 dynasties ago. Like I need all of them.
Really need a 1925 quarter.
Yes.
Gotta get all those $2 bills.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's basically your equivalency of a Pokemon collection.
Look, I was saying, it
Gotta
must have
have
every
'em all.
Pokemon.
I'm actually maybe Twig, maybe your dragon has a menagerie because you love Pokemon.
Sure.
You love them Pokemon.
I love them
You have a
Pokemon.
zoo. You bought a zoo.
You bought a zoo, an underground hollow world zoo run by dwarves that sing like Oompa Loompas. Oompa, Oompa, Oompa-dee-doo.
As long as I don't have to
Have I
come up
got
with
a
songs for them.
special zoo for you?
James, I have that weakness. He says if you hear the theme song to the 80s cartoon superstar Gem, you have to stop and dance. That's not a weakness. That's just fact, sir, because that's a bop. All right. That still slaps.
Oh my
That
God.
still slaps. And it's truly, truly, truly outrageous.
Outrageous.
Sure is.
James says that also by menagerie, he means a guild of bounty hunters that you command.
Yeah, except that they just murder not the right person.
Yeah, they murder people on TV.
And then everybody gets in trouble.
All fun and games till you kill somebody alive on the HoloNet. Oh.
Good
I
lord.
realized I had a delightfully deceivious extra life weekend.
Sure did.
Warrior, you look perplexed.
I'm just thinking about that. Thinking about that Achilles heel. That's secret.
A lot to think about, to be honest.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like it's tied into his business efforts. Like, I almost feel like that there are like multiple people out there that have direct access to his hoard. And I wonder, like, I feel like maybe, I guess that's not his secret. I guess that would be their secret.
It's greed. My secret is I'm always greedy.
Well, I was gonna say like the idea that like most of the individuals in his employ do not know that that's his hoard, but some do.
And that's something, you could say that's in your hoard that you keep on your person.
Yeah.
Like a ring of polymorph. So they don't know you're a dragon.
That
You're
could be
just
interesting.
a normal looking banker guy. Maybe you're also kind of a recluse. I mean, that's the thing. One reason I wanted to give you guys the ability to play this is because it lets you do lots of wild and crazy guy stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you can basically go buck wild and just let your imaginations do whatever you want them to do.
That's amazing. I was just reading the lair actions for Copper Dragons.
You will, yeah, you'll have lair actions in your lair. And I think that's something also to think about when you're building your lair is like, where do I have areas of my lair that are just built to deal with intruders? And that's probably where I keep the vast majority of like my ability to interact with dumbasses who decide they're going to F around and find out. Because I mean, if your library is super nice, you don't want a bunch of dumbass sleeping adventurers to come in and wreck it.
Right.
If you're a banker, it's one thing for people to try to rob you, but it's another if they're like bring a small army and decide they're here to kill you. Then we got a problem.
Where are you drinking out of a fancy glass? I feel like I saw a fancy glass.
It is not a fancy. So I promise it's not fancy. It is.
Okay.
It is a like Goodwill special. Like every Goodwill you've ever gone to.
Ah, those are great.
I love it, but it is not.
It's on a stem. It's fancy.
It is.
It's kind of fancy. It's a little fancy.
I can't ever hold them the right way though. Like I always hold it like by the like 80 wine glass. I'm like, if I hold it by the stem, I'm like, I'm gonna drop this.
Oh yeah.
That's what I refer to as grandma fancy.
You could kill somebody with this thing. It's amazing. It's heavy as fuck.
In a list of things I expected to hear today, that was not even in the top 5.
You could.
And
that's my secret. My dragon killed a noble with a wine glass.
With a wine glass.
I'd say he probably does that. Right?
What is that thing you said that we said would be the replacement for I Can Lift That Baby? You said something this weekend that was so good.
Oh shit! What was that? That was in the hero game. I'm sure.
It was in the hero game.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was in the hero game. All the like quotable shit was in the free hero game. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually kind of want to rewatch. It was so ridiculous.
That game, between that game and then in the Henshin game, the character I used was a sort of vague reskin of a character I played in a Pokemon TTRPG game, who also has a like less shitty, much like it's a much subtler, stereotypical shitty New York accent, but like between those two, it ruined me for accents for the rest of the weekend. I was trying to play Moon Unit, who's got the very like the Californian's voice, and I could not. I just slipped immediately into.
You played someone with the Californian's voice?
He has a like. He's a very like. He's like a very
My
like
God.
big sir, like easygoing setter, and he's just here to have a good time.
Echo,
man.
what are you doing?
Yeah, he did say that. He did. There was we were. It was this band battle thing, and Beard was like, "All right, you go to this like rooftop, and there's the one entrant who's like a solo act is up here. She's a elf. Her name is like Elwyn." Or something, and I was immediately like, "Elwyn, ooh, what are you doing here?"
And he totally distracted her.
And she like quit the competition and broke her guitar because I was distracting her too much in the middle of her set. I was like,
Beautiful.
Edited her guitar back and gave it to somebody else. But yeah, it ruined me for the entire weekend. So like, just.
Well, I like to think it didn't ruin you.
It ruined my ability to do any other accent, except the Ardmore accent, because that's another very easy one for me to do.
Hey, like I said during that game, what's his name was supposed to have like a Southern accent, and somehow he ended up with the New York accent because of you two assholes.
I was so happy that Colin and I were being just shitty New Yorkers. I was glad that we could buy New York hot dogs from a kid's lemonade stand in the middle of Kansas.
That also made me very happy for so many wrong reasons.
Like, wait, we're having a montage. It's like, yeah, I find a corner hot dog stand somehow. All I got to do is change into my uniform.
And I know Colin's not here, probably won't hear this.
Summon a few practice trains. Just...
oh my God. When he went full blown crazy pants at the end of that game,
yeah,
with Miss Doll, I was like, oh no.
It took you a minute to realize, like, it was funny because I was like, I hit him with the train. You were like, ha ha ha. No, it's like, no, I literally.
No, I actually hit him with the train.
No, I actually hit him with the train.
You know, somehow through this whole weird conversation, I came to an answer on what my weakness is going to be.
Getting hit by trains.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Get out of my head.
I ignore all those don't touch the third rail signs and just I touch it every time.
It's a nice little tingle.
What do you got?
Because she guards books, like she's just in this never ending quest for knowledge. Like when she finds one, all she wants to do is read. Like she wants to continually be in the pursuit of knowledge. So everything other than reading just pisses her off.
Would that be so? Okay, just to clarify, would that be if like someone has a volume she hasn't read?
Yeah.
And they open that up in front of her, she has to stop what she's doing.
Yeah.
Read it.
Yeah. She's going to try to just like read it at all times.
I love that idea that like that would be the best way to stop her in her own lair. Mm-hmm. Is just be like, oh, look at this. And hope you're faster than she can read.
And hope it's something that like but that's the problem. She's been around for so long that she's read so much. But
I like that. That's wild. I love it. I love it. Does that help?
Pursuit of knowledge.
Does that help anybody else who was looking for interesting things?
I'm almost there. I have to make a couple of choices.
I think mine's gonna sort of be led a little bit about what I end up figuring out what my treasure is. So for some reason I feel like those two things are slightly connected. So
for sure.
Once I get that figured out, I'll have a better idea.
Yeah, I think if you have something like that that's tied together, it does make it a lot easier to start putting together that overall thought process.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not always easy to think of that. So anyone else have anything? Otherwise, I'm going to call it a stream, guys.
You saying it's time for your bedtime?
It's time for me to go take a shiz hour, and then it's time for me to go to
shiz
I don't blame you. You had quite a weekend.
I did. I am also no longer the spry play D&D till the break of dawn. Ginger I once was. Now I'm a tired boy, and I get tired.
That'll happen.
I get
He's
tired.
just a tired boy.
Tired boy.
He can't stay up late. That's who I am.
No, I was generally surprised when you signed up for a game that played from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. I was like, Ben's doing that?
I will say this about that game. I had a lot of fun. I liked it very much. But I got real tired towards the end. And even though it got exciting and I definitely didn't want to be eaten in Aliens, I got real grumpy pants. Because I was like, are we done? Are we done? Are we done yet? Or can I go?
Wait.
Can I go to bed?
Go to bed.
Yeah. But Zach, I'm tired. I'm a tired boy.
I'll say I think this will work on a number of connectivity levels for my dragon. My dragon, who enjoys chowing down on pit fiends, maybe was a bit emboldened as a younger dragon and got caught. And he has a deal. He had to make a deal with Mephistopheles.
Oh. Like maybe he has to do like ROTC and the Blood War.
Yeah. One weekend a month, two weekends every summer.
Oh God, I'm glad people thought that was as funny as it sounded in my head. Because I was like, this joke's either gonna land or it's gonna be a bomb.
And here I was thinking he just had a book he needed to get a bunch of names in.
Doing the book again.
Did not go well the first time.
I just can't wait until he has to fire people at the bank.
Could decide this book before you leave.
I wonder too, do you actually have to fire people at the bank or do you just take them in a back room and they don't come out?
I think it's more of like a literal fire situation.
We're downsizing.
Yeah.
Cheryl, can I talk to you in the back room about your performance?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry about the things on your desk. I'll take care of them.
Yeah, all those days he just turns the heat down in the bank a little bit. Everyone's chilly, and could you talk to me in the back office? Oh, it's so warm and toasty back here. Yes, just follow me. Shove.
It's like half of your hoard is just like desk tchotchkes.
Yeah, bobbleheads, Funko. I invested very heavily in Drizzt Funko Pops. Yeah, I think he has a deal with the devil.
All right, I like it. I mean, I would flesh it out a little bit about maybe
I will.
how and why you had that deal. Is it maybe built around like someone did rob you at one time and you had to have help to get your finances back in order so you didn't, run into that whole issue?
Mm-hmm.
I would just kind of think about how that lines up and why.
Mm-hmm.
I guess trying to think how I would say that. Why you would have solicited the assistance of a fiend?
Hmm.
Like you'd have to be pretty desperate, I would think, to go, oh hey, Miss Mephistopheles, you're my only hope.
Yeah, I feel like it was less solicited and more of a like, the way that you're going to live through this, young dragon, is to sign this piece of paper. Vibe. Then like although I don't know, I'll play with it, but I think that's where it'll go. Like some sort of deal with Mephistopheles.
Because you could also think about the fact that Tiamat is stuck in Avernus.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have anything to do with that?
Maybe.
If you have ties to Tiamat, just because you're not a chromatic dragon
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that you don't, have, I don't know, not allegiance to, but maybe you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, you know what? I'm also don't care much for the smaller races. They should bow down. We were here first.
Mm.
Pay us a proper respect.
Mhm. Maybe that's an interesting thought. Maybe it's less of a deal and more of a financing. So maybe
Your
maybe
APR was real high.
maybe my dragon likes that Tiamat is stuck down there and is funding the efforts to keep Tiamat down there.
It would make it very like you're not just a politician
I like
schmoozer
that.
on
I'm doing that.
Eberron. It's like
Yeah.
you've been playing this game on the big boy table for quite some time.
Yeah, I like it. That's it. Fund via the bank network funding the continued imprisonment
I
of
like it.
Tiamat. Yeah.
Okay, Beard. No, you need to be stopped, sir.
What is our current?
I made a joke that someone should make Dragon Jeff Bezos, and now I feel like you're kind of there.
Mhm.
That's Warrior's Dragon's name is Bezos.
Bezos.
No, is certainly not. Just looks like a big copper penis.
No, he said someone should have a tie to the magical Mr. Mephistopheles instead of Mephistopheles.
I mean, like,
And they
dragons
like
are
to
kinda like
polymorph into a
cats.
cat and hang out. Dragons can be like cats, at least in the DreamWorks
I
scenario.
think very
Yeah,
much.
always showing you their butts.
Yeah. They don't give a shit. Anybody else kind of getting on that verge where they feel like they've putting it together in a way they feel like they're
Yeah, I think I'm kind of going on the information train, maybe not exactly like Shannon, but like secrets and spy master sort of thing.
interesting. Tell me more.
That's as far as I've gotten so far.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you guys are all doing a lot of kind of currently all three of you are doing a lot of behind the scenes, like moving and shaking. Should I guess that none of you are going to pick like, I'm a fighter as a class? It's going to be like, oh, no. Open confrontation is not what I'm into. I'm into, I'm that guy I'm that guy you don't want to mess with, who's going to like hit you where it really hurts. You'll never even see it coming.
Yeah, I was thinking rogue wizard or rogue sorcerer.
You got a lot of levels to play with, so
yes.
Could potentially go that route. I was doing some reading, and something that I was kind of spinning on that I was thinking about is they said that like a bronze dragon's hoard is usually a history of the dragon's deeds. So like trophies and payments for things. So I'm not completely convinced that I might not be
be a debt collector.
Yeah, maybe something along that line, which would then I think require some type of like fighter background. So
maybe a little bit. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. This is when I have time to think, I actually come up with something really great, but it takes me like a good week to create a character.
Well, we won't be jumping onto these like right away, but I wanted to kind of get things going. So if we run into a situation where we can do that, or even if we're in a situation where somebody has to miss and we don't want to go on without them for that, because maybe we're in a spot where it wouldn't make any sense to go on without them, we can use this. We can jump into this, and it makes perfect sense to do that.
I love it.
Okay, so just for James, because he feels like he missed something. I don't think he came at the beginning. Ben, do you want to explain one more quick time what we're doing?
Yes. So I love Down Outlands. I love everybody's players. and their characters. I think you guys do a great job with them. However, I want to slow things down a little bit because I feel like it's been like maybe 3 months worth of game time, and yet you guys have already been like all over the multiverse, and that's my fault. So what my plan is with these characters is, while your characters will have some, slow down and maybe even what we'll call some breaks here shortly to, once we kind of wrap some things up to learn.
Vacation.
Well, not even vacation. I mean, that's one way of putting it. But like moments where we can do more like less like combat driven stuff and more like, hey, I'm actually going to go learn for a semester, like we talked about. And we can do some things with that. But with the dragons being adult dragons, you're dealing with some of the macro situations that are still tied to what the SLKs are dealing with, such as, something summoned something for unmaking, and the council just found one of its members has been, for lack of a better term, unmade. So they want answers, and they're sending 3 new, I guess, newly minted adults to basically prove their mettle and their value to the council, and the potential of eventually getting fast tracked to the council at some point. So this is that's a very strong political opportunity to score points. It's not even so much you care about what happened to that elder. It's like, maybe you did, but maybe you're just like, oh, I want to do this because this is the big brownie points. This is my way. Or maybe you're someone who says, if that person's gone, what does that say about the rest of us who aren't that person? And it sounds like all 4 of you are kind of knowledge is power characters. So that even more strikes me as a potential that you're like, oh, yeah, I want to know what this is. So that's kind of what it is. We'll be able to use it as a good kind of jumping in and jumping out spot for your down in Outlands. I can't remember who said it, but it was pretty genius. They said these episodes should be called Oops All Dragons. And I am all about that. So yeah, we'll have apparently Oops All Dragons episodes.
Excellent.
I also kind of feel like this would be a good thing where if you guys decide after a particular game, you can even just tell me, can we have an Oops All Dragons episode next? And I am totally fine with that, because as I try to do, this is always your game, not mine.
Hmm.
And
James all caps yelled at you to stop making this game so fun and interesting.
I've gotten a lot of that the last weekend. Like, hey, are we going to play this more? Like,
Also says more mundane episodes, more shopping, and that Nate and Warrior love shopping episodes.
Mm,
do you guys really love shopping episodes?
I
Or is
hate
that
shopping episodes.
for real?
Fucking drive me crazy. So stupid.
I don't mind shopping episodes if there's other business being taken care of at the same time.
Sure. If some people happen to be shopping, well, like other people are, but yeah, when it's just like 3/5 of the party is just like standing in a store being like, what's that over there? No. Andor is like, I'm not shopping and I'm also not interacting with anyone. I'm just standing here like an asshole. I don't like, it's just like, I'm not into it. I don't like it.
Those
not my
definitely
favorite.
aren't for everybody.
Not my favorite. So in addition to, we get the certain amount of hit points because we're adult dragons.
Otherwise, it's just hit points.
It's just
upon your
hit
class.
points based on your class. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I was curious about.
Cool. Yeah, I think that works really well because you're again getting that con bonus.
Yep.
As well, and that should put you in a position where, while you're not going to maybe be, you know what, you're getting 60 extra hit points.
It's a lot of hit points.
It's a lot of hit points. I think you should be hopefully kind of in that stratosphere of a young dragon in the monster manual.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. we'll see how it works out. But
It should be pretty good because 11. Because even like, I think like Kletos doesn't have an amazing con score, and he was over 100 by level 11, I think. So
that I think tracks pretty well. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes.
yeah,
I mean, I think it'll be cool to try something different. I think also I'm intrigued for you guys to put together your hordes.
mhm.
Also, I want you guys to pick 5 non like super rare artifact unique magic items to keep on your person at all times. Not at all times, but I can't think of what level I'm thinking about, but
like we have that we keep around.
yeah, that aren't really a part of your horde. It's more like, oh, this is mine.
This is mine. I use this sometimes. Or
There are
I-
many like it, but this
But
one-
this
I have
one is
it.
mine.
I have it on a shelf.
So also remember, you add those 11 levels. Technically, you could have like a lot of interesting stuff in those levels.
Mhm.
I mean, and I'm fine with wherever you want to get classes and subclasses from.
Okay.
So,
Right.
any other questions, comments, concerns?
No, I'm sure I'll have questions for you later, though.
Yeah,
No, I'm
they'll,
just-
they'll come.
I'm just excited for this. I love the concept. I think it's going to be super fun.
Oh, hey,
Oh, yeah.
roll me a d20, please, everybody.
Everybody?
Sure.
Everybody.
Everybody. Nat 20. Beep, 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 beep.
All right,
Nice.
you have an elemental energy matching your breath weapon seeping out between your scales.
Ooh.
13.
Oh, this is perfect. You have a particular crouched predatory posture like a stalking cat.
Perfect.
I got a 9.
Your horns and claws have been sculpted. So they're very intricate.
Ooh. Fancy dragon.
I got a 17.
You have extra horns or spines. Everybody roll me a d20. We're gonna do this a couple times.
11.
Your tail constantly twitches back and forth. And
Perfect.
sometimes when you're alone, you pounce on your own tail.
Perfect.
So Ryan,
I am a cat.
He's a
I'm
cat.
basically a cat.
Cat dragon.
I'm so shocked that this is like all working that way.
Occasionally, I push my followers off of who are standing near the edge of cliffs just to us. Sorry, I
Scare
didn't mean
them.
it. It's too late.
What else? What did everybody else get?
I got a
18.
9.
9. You tend to quickly forget names, so you invent random nicknames for things instead.
Love it.
Nice.
That's very apropos.
13, you said, Nate?
18.
You're prone to uttering terrifying guttural sounds, which are actually you laughing.
got
Amulet?
an 8.
Oh my God. You absent-mindedly chew or pick your teeth with swords, spears, and lances.
I like it.
This is great.
Roll me a d10.
Who?
All of you.
Okay.
All y'all.
8.
These are bonds you have. I feel an obligation to protect the creatures that inhabit my territory, except the ones I eat.
I also rolled 8, so I'm going to roll again. 6.
I'm determined to destroy the adventurers who slew my parent and everyone that is connected to them and connected to anyone they know.
That's what Tiamat did.
I got a 4.
I collect information about the worlds of the material plane. I would love to visit one, any number of them someday. So you're making travel plans.
This is so
Amulet.
perfect.
Did anyone roll a 6 yet?
Yes.
I did.
Okay. What about a 1?
No. I treasure one particular item in my hoard as it was a gift from the person I loved who has long since passed. Oh my God, these are so good. One more.
Hold on.
D10s.
Will you read mine one more time? Sorry.
You treasure one particular item in your hoard. It's a gift from a person that you loved, and they're long since dead.
Okay.
I got a 10.
I'm convinced that a version of me on a different world, the material plane, is hoping to destroy me and steal my hoard.
Sounds right.
7.
Another dragon is sworn to find and destroy me.
That fits.
What dice are you rolling? 8 again?
10.
10. 6? Someone say that?
I am terrified of the creatures from the outer planes, especially Modrons.
I love the idea that this dragon is going to like freak out if basically minions show up.
My idea with that is like, it's more like, ooh, ooh, like you get when spiders are around where you need someone to smash them for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Get it before it touches me.
Ah!
Oh, you're picking your teeth with a lance again, are you? You know what that used to belong to.
Oh.
Charity, what'd you get?
Did anyone get a 10?
Yes.
Okay, let's do 3.
Given the opportunity, I eat to excess and then I fall into long, deep sleeps.
Into it.
The creatures in my territory are lucky I didn't get that one.
Yeah. Charity, also roll a d6 for me, just you.
Oh God. Okay. 3.
Your wormling wants to desperately wants to acquire minions that will bring them food and treasure.
Modrons.
Never coming over to your house.
I love it.
So yeah. Oh, I mean, if you guys want goals, there's adult dragon goals too, which is kind of cool. So just give you
Sure.
ideas. Roll a d6.
3.
Establish a dynastic bloodline by producing young. Nate the horny boy.
6.
Develop dragon sight to pursue goals across multiple worlds.
What's dragon sight?
Dragon sight is that ability to see other versions of yourself throughout the multiverse.
Oh. So basically establish a multiversal empire.
Yeah, or at the very least, the ability to find yourself elsewhere.
This dovetails very well.
Charity, amulet.
Go ahead.
2? Did anyone do a 2?
Acquire an artifact or a powerful magic item for your hoard.
Ooh.
Like you're like, I've got the perfect place for this thing. I've measured. I've got a column, a polished column for it. Anyone who brings me this.
And I would be 5.
All right. You want to find a good location for an additional layer.
Okay.
Devil in real estate, I'll help you out.
You're planning vacations. You're buying summer homes.
I know, it's kind of great. Yeah.
No, she's trying to get the kid out of the house.
Right?
I'm really like posture wise and like ambition wise, I'm like, am I Mr. Burns?
Ooh. Maybe your horde can have dogs that shoot bees out of their mouth.
They do. That's one of my layer actions. Is to release the dogs with the bees that when they bark, they shoot bees at you.
Oh, the bees, not the bees.
My God.
But it's like big, it's cooler than that. It's like a bunch of like Cerberuses that like bark out giant wasps.
Fire wasps.
I'm writing that down.
That's canon. Does anyone have any questions, or does anyone have their name in mind? Or
I know my
anything else?
name. I knew my name before we started.
What?
Oh.
I was going through like I was looking through things because I was like I need to like at least get a vibe for like so. My dragon's name is Akureyri, which is it's a cool sounding name. It's also like
Very cool sounding name.
it's my favorite city in Iceland. So
Oh, that's
like,
awesome. All right. Anybody else?
No, that'll be one of the many things I fill out later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any ideas as far as their classes go?
I don't know. It's so some of them feel so puny on dragon scale. Like I think I'm leaning it's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got some warlock levels for sure.
For sure. That's something I was thinking about too. Who is your patron and why?
Oh, my patron is
Mr. Mephistopheles.
It's not Mephistopheles anymore.
Mr. Mephistopheles.
Yeah.
Patron
So,
Mr.
yeah,
Mephistopheles. Patron
yeah,
Mr. Mephistopheles.
Yeah, I think Zariel is my patron.
Oh. So you
But I'm not sure how many levels. Because I feel like that's the more like in the multi-class, that's the more recent. Because that's like post the Tiamat deal sort of thing. So if we're building like a very like broad block story here, we have ambitious dragon, we have Tiamat killed my family. Now I'm gonna fuck up Tiamat's world. Now I'm financing and I've got to deal with you to keep Tiamat where Tiamat is. I think is like a strong vibe. So definitely warlock. I think maybe I'm feeling like maybe bard block.
That's interesting.
But I'm not sure.
That's an interesting direction to take for sure. What about you, Cassandra? You got any inspirato there that has led you in a particular direction?
No.
Fair enough.
No.
I take a lot of time.
Uninspired.
No, I always take a lot of time to think about my characters because if I don't fall in love with my character, I find I can't role play, and role playing is a kind of an ever growing struggle adventure on my own anyway. So if I build it too fast, then I find that I don't love it. So I'm working on it.
No, that's totally cool. I mean, you don't have any reason to apologize for that. I just didn't know if you had anything else that kind of jumped out at you that you were interested in.
Not currently, but it'll happen.
Sweet.
It's hard because I kind of want a fighting style. they're so cool. I kind of want one.
Only a couple of levels.
I could take like one fighter level.
They're pretty awesome.
They're really good.
Also, remember to take your whatever is your primary class to take that third level jaunt into whatever that is. I can't think of what it's called.
Subclass. Yeah. There's so much like cool flavor stuff in the fighting style stuff, and like
I would say also make sure you look.
Fuzzy. Whoa.
All of a sudden I got real fuzzy.
Yeah, real fuzzy.
What's the one class you played, Ben? Maybe that was it Eldritch Knight or something? Maybe that could be good for Echo too. No, yeah, you played it in something. When we were playing Game of Thrones characters.
Oh, I played Hell Knight.
Hell Knight.
Yeah, which is technically a Pathfinder class, but I have the write up somebody did for it. You're basically a knight of hell. So you've made a deal with some type of nine hells power, and now you are obliged to do some business for them.
So it's interesting too.
Yeah, I mean, I really dug that class.
I'm very tempted to go Scion.
Oh, interesting. I like. Like I said, one thing I want to do with this is give you guys the ability to do all that weird, interesting things you might, I don't know, think that you won't maybe get to, or that seems a little far out of reach right now with this. Because one of the things that I heard directly from a player's mouth was, I never get to play high level characters.
Mm.
And it bothered me to think like, oh man, I've never put anybody in that position to be able to do that cool stuff. And I know it's kind of a harder thing to GM because of all the inherent difficulties of it, but also I want to see it happen. So for me, it's like, well, let's do it. Let's do it, baby. So it'll give you guys a chance to do some cool stuff. And I'm all about that.
Was it me? Did I say that?
You did.
Oh, I did say that. Didn't I? Sorry, guys. Maybe. I don't know.
I love it.
You are said complainer.
I didn't complain. I think, but it's we always have this discussion when we're planning extra life stuff. I'm like, oh, what level should I let people? And Ben's like, I mean, 3 or 5. And I was like, wait, 3 or 5, there's not a lot of cool stuff there.
No, but it's easier to control.
Sure.
Well, I think
that's so mean. Oh. I'm like, do I want to be mean or do I want to be nice?
Well, we've hit 9 o'clock. Hopefully anybody who turned in enjoyed kind of us spitballing and setting things up for the future. If you enjoyed it, I promise we don't do this every time. In fact, this is the first time we've done it. So maybe you'll come back and you'll be treated to watching shitty little kids raise hell all over the Omniverse.
or some Oops All Dragons.
Yeah.
You never know. It might be Oops All Dragons sooner rather than later for a while. I don't know. And frankly, I just do what my players think will be fun. And that's why this game is good. So everybody go on the table. Tell people where they can find you.
All right. We can find me on Instagram and Twitter. And next week on Wednesday and every other Wednesday, I am on this very channel playing with Tasty Boys with Beard, Warrior, and some of our other friends.
You can find me on TikTok and other social medias at Rainbow Gaming Collective. You can also find me apparently being abused by my cats who are being obnoxious. And you can also find me if you want to watch my new weird Disney adult obsession crap. You can find me on Instagram at Tangled Adventurer, where I will be posting all of my weird, stupid Disney obsessive crap.
Not crap if you love it.
Very true.
It's not crap if you love it. That would be a good episode title.
That is a good episode title.
I'm Warrior. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch, technically under Warrior MN. In addition to this and Tasty Boys, every other Thursday, you can find me on Dive Club on twitch.tv/HeelTurnRadio, where we talk wrestling, play Jackbox, do various things sort of as the wrestling world changes, so do we. So it's always a good time. It's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Additionally, you can find me playing a coming of age werewolf this coming Monday, the 15th, I believe, on the FreeForge Discord. That is, if you just go to, I believe, if you just go to thefreeforge.com, or if you click the link tree in either of my bios on social media, there's a link to it there. We will be playing that game there. Additionally, coming out of Extra Life, charity is maybe on our minds more. So FreeForge is currently doing a couple weeks of charity drive. The Werewolf game is a part of it for Toys for Tots. So feel free to join, stop on by, say hello. There will be some streams on their Twitch channel, some streams on the Discord. Kind of varies, but a lot of stuff going on. So feel free to check it out.
What game system is that, Warrior?
It's D&D. It is the DM for the game has created a homebrew world and race for the characters. So it's pretty interesting. So it'll be cool to see it play out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
At first, I'm going to start out by yelling at Ben and tell you to stop using your teeth to take things apart.
I'm not taking it apart and putting it together.
You're still using your teeth, so stop it. It's
I'm
bad for
sorry,
your
but
teeth.
this sweet. I'll show you what it is in a second, but I got to finish it.
Bad for your teeth. But other than that, I'm Cassandra. You can find me here every 2 weeks, and that's about it.
That's it. That's all you want to say.
Where else are you gonna find me? You can be my Facebook friend if you want. I like to post puns, dad jokes, and recipes, and that's it. I have no other interest in being social, I guess.
You were all over Extra Life.
I am all over Extra
We're
Life.
all over Extra Life.
If you really want to continue to donate to my Extra Life goal, I will not complain. You can find me on Extra Life just by searching my name. So I raised $690, which I was really
Look at you.
40,
Hey,
90,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I think it was 690.
Way more than me this year. I was not a good fundraiser this year.
I think you're at 600, Ben. Last time I checked, you're like 500 or 600. So
Pretty good.
don't complain. You did just fine.
I don't think I got that much this year. I was a very bad fundraiser this year. I was not feeling it. All right. Anybody left, or is it just me?
It's just you.
It's you.
All right. I'm your King Ginger. I do stuff online sometimes. Like this Wednesday, I'll be back on Heel Turn. I've missed like a couple episodes because I haven't felt well. I should be back. Riding high, riding in the saddle with the beard. I do this every other Monday. I'm on Tiny Ming every other Tuesday currently until they're like tired of me, or until I'm tired of them. Whichever comes first.
Or until you turn the chat against them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You might get kicked off again for that.
Hey man, don't talk shit on beans. That's all I'm saying. It's as simple as that. Talking a bunch of noise on beans. That's how you get t-shirts made about you.
And
Matt,
just an update. James says you are literally at $625.
how did that even happen?
This I just logged in and it says 650. So
How did that even occur?
I don't know.
If you gave me money, thank you. And thank you, I guess. I was gonna say a lot worse than that, but yeah.
Oh, you got it from Doug?
Doug owed it because I stabbed him right in the back. Yeah, so I made this while we were.
Yeah, how does
That's
no,
pretty
you
cool.
stabbing Doug in the back means he has
Like,
to
how
pay
does
you.
that work? Yeah.
Oh man, no. I mean, that's how Doug and I's relationship works.
This
Sounds slightly abusive, Ben. I would think you
A
might need to
little,
work on
yeah.
that.
No, that's just how squatch dogging works. If you don't know, if you're not a squatch dog, you don't know how that works.
Oh,
Nice.
I guess that's true.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can find me on those places. I do other stuff sometimes. But I'm kind of I don't know, I'm a weirdo. So we'll be back in 2 weeks to get back on this child-driven freight train of madness. And until then, be nice to one another. Donate if you can. And Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.